Hey everyone, I got into Sheridan's animation program this year.
Oh my god!
Thank you. So I'm gonna show off my portfolio. Here's my score sheet. I got in with a 95% and the cutoff was 89%. So very competitive year. Just a little disclaimer, most of what I'm about to say is stuff I learned from APW in Toronto. So if you're serious about animation, you should probably check them out. With that being said, let's get raw into it. Figure drawing. I got a 10 out of 10 on this section, which is honestly a very generous score. On my longer poses, I didn't really put much detail into the hands or feet, which is, you're supposed to do that. The specifics of life drawing is explained much better in other videos, so all I'm gonna say about it is it's like a muscle that you keep on working out, and the stronger you get, the stronger you are at life drawing. And by the end, you want to have a gallery of drawings to choose from. For the hand drawings, the same logic applies where you want to have an abundance of drawings and then choose the best ones. The process of doing these drawings is pretty much I start off with a gesture and then I divide it into shapes and then a contour. And also, you want a 3/4 view because it's easier to draw. You also want to make sure that you have continuity between the drawings, and a way that you can check that is by flipping through them. Yeet! 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 I started developing my character, I think around June, which is months before the portfolio requirements were released. I developed him by doing observational drawings from real gorillas and also putting him in different poses. And for the final rotation, I did it in TV Paint, doing the 4 poses as 4 keyframes. I did it this way, honestly, because it was just way easier, although you don't have to do it this way. A lot of people actually do the rotation on a spread out sheet and do the 4 poses separately, and that's fine as long as you put them in like a GIF or something and then rotate them at the end. This year, we were given a walkie-talkie for the short animation. Obviously, you want to keep the essentials in mind, like squash and stretch and anticipation. I also found it easier to use a ground plane like this counter and to show it in a 3/4 view. To achieve a believable movement, I think simplicity is the best way to go. And I say this because I actually messed that up last year, where I had a very choppy secondary movement. Your animation may be very clear to you, but not to others, so just show it to somebody else and ask for critique. This year, they made the storyboard worth 5 marks less, which was so nice. Before I actually did the storyboard, I practiced the possum in a bunch of different poses, and I did a bunch of small thumbnails of different stories until I found one that worked. I used line thickness to show depth, and I thought that was enough, so I didn't use tone. I didn't get full marks here, probably because I could have made my shots more elaborate and played around with perspective so they don't appear as flat, but For my layouts, I decided to do a bear-themed bakery in the middle of the woods. I kept composition in mind, so pretty much like a bunch of things are pointing towards the characters. Usually they are the focal point of the layout, so just make sure there's no visual clutter around their bodies. My process starts off with a bunch of thumbnail sketches, then a compositional sketch when I settle on one that I'm happy with, then perspective and shapes, and then contour. Also same process with the other layouts. You may have noticed that both of my layouts are part of the same scene. This is not a requirement, it's more of a cherry on top for the prof that looks at it, so he can be like, spicy consistency. This year they let us submit up to 7 personal pieces. Here we have a concept sheet for some kind of aquatic tribe. This is a character sheet for like a girl Tarzan, I guess. I don't I don't really know what to call her. I guess like a tribal lady. Here's 2 different angles of me in my room. You know what's funny? I actually, these are meant for Seneca's portfolio, but I ran out of pieces to use. Also, look at those monkey nostrils. Here is a comic I did and some prop design. Here's some observational watercolor drawings of places that I've been to. This is a sketchbook compilation. And finally, here is my world building concept art. This is probably my strongest piece. I guess it's just me like flexing as hard as I can in front of the Sheridan profs, like, hey, yo, look at what I drew. This is my second time applying to Sheridan. If I'm going to be totally honest, I did not think that I would actually get into the program. And I was ready to go to Capilano's classical animation program in Vancouver, but Sheridan hit me up and was like, hey, yo, you got in. So here we are. For those of you who are watching and didn't get in this year, my advice to you is keep on drawing. Try to get all your personals done before the requirements are out next year, so you kind of have like a leg ahead, you know? If you have any questions, feel free to DM me or just put something in the comments. I hope this video was useful, and good luck to everybody applying next year.